Hello friends, I am Rahul Gupta from startwithwhy. So today again we are going to discuss one more very interesting interview topic called can you work under pressure? Okay, so now if this is the question is asked, okay, most of the people will say yes, I will work under pressure. You can put me under any grinder, I will work. Okay, but the question is, are you sure that you can work like that? Okay, so now then they will ask, okay, tell us the examples. And then many people get pressurized because they are not prepared to answer with the evidences. Okay, so now how to answer this question, we are going to discuss something called a yes technique. Okay, so with a proper evidence, so that it can impress the interviewer panel in a very fantastic manner. So stay tuned till last to answer in a very effective manner, can you work under pressure in an interview? Okay, so let's start. Again we are going to discuss the question in a 4 buckets. The first bucket is basically that what the interviewer panel is looking for through this question. The second one, what are the common mistake everyone makes? Okay, the third one, why the interviewer panel is actually asking this question. And the fourth one is, what is the secret recipe that has worked for me? So let's start with the first question. Okay, and that is what the interviewer panel is actually looking for through this question. Okay, see, generally whenever these questions are asked and what is the connotation behind them, there might be a slightly difference. So once we understand the connotation, we can frame our answer in a better and the nice manner. So when somebody is asking, can you work under pressure, what they actually mean is, how do you deal with both routine as well as the unexpected stress? Okay, because when you say under pressure, it is not a pre-planned, sometimes it might be unplanned stress. So how do you deal with that? The second one, are you in a situation to think logically and act correctly whenever the scenario comes, or you basically are the or you come under the emotions at the time? No, it's a 5 o'clock because in my contract it is written that I will work from 9 to 5. I cannot stay beyond that. So are you able to work logically because the company demands you sometimes? Okay, now they want to know about your problem solving abilities also. It is not just a pressure you are able to take, but what are your abilities to do the problem solving? Okay, just taking the pressure and sustaining that will not help. You need to come out of that also. So how do you come out? Okay, so these are the three things, the connotation behind that when they ask this question. Okay, now the next thing is, what are the common mistake everyone makes? Okay, including me. So few people say I never get stressed. Okay, never get stressed, never basically get stressed. Any amount of work is given to me. Okay, that is common mistake because we are human beings. We get stressed. You need to recognize that. If you are saying you don't get stressed, you are treating yourself as God, which is not possible. Okay, now the third thing is not tailoring to the response to the job at hand. So you are saying, yes, I can take a stress. Okay, I can work very under pressure, like when I was raising my kid. Okay, I have worked under tremendous pressure, but that has no relevance to the job. It has to be there has to be some connection, isn't it? So we should be mindful of that. The third one is being too honest. Sometimes you becomes a too honest, telling your true weakness or the stress which can hamper your job. Okay, now the fourth one is you are sharing an example in which you created the pressure. Okay, see, the pressure you should not create. You should not be the problem creator, you should be the problem solver. Okay, so that is also one of the common mistake. Feeling the interview pressure. Sometimes few people, the moment this question is asked, they start feeling the pressure themselves because of this question. Okay, question is asking how do you work under pressure, and you are getting stressed from the question itself. How will you answer the question then? Okay, and lying, please do not lie. Okay, never ever you should lie that, okay, I have done this, I have done that, and uh, maybe you have not done that actually. Why? Because if they ask the some cross question, and if you don't have, okay, the proper answer, it might seem that you are basically making it up. Okay, now the next one is, why the interviewer panel actually asked this question at a first place. What is the thought process going in the mind? So the first one is, how do you handle the stress? Okay, how do you handle the stress? What is the most stressful situation you have faced at work? Okay, to know about your troubleshooting skill and identify ability to deal high pressure situations. So have you ever come across any work related situation where you need to tackle care of that? Okay, and the fourth one is to gauge your experience of working under pressure. Okay, so how do you basically gauge whenever somebody is also working or you are working under pressure? How do you gauge that situation? So these are the four thought process basically which is giving in the interviewer panel mind when they ask this question in the interview. Now the thing is like, how should you answer this question? So what is the secret recipe for that? So now I'm going to disclose you the secret recipe that has worked for me most of the time. I get inspired from the Italian born American college basketball coach. Okay, why? Because he is basically has written a very fantastic quote that with the pressure, absence of pressure, it's a hard to do great things, because great things can only be done when you have that tremendous pressure. Okay, if we take a science also, the diamond which is made up of a coal under the high pressure and temperature. So if you want to convert yourself into the diamond, you need to take care of that tremendous pressure and temperature to do the great things. It is required. Okay, so you should always say, now if you can say this example, this quote in the interview, that I am the true believer, correct? Like this quote or any other quote which you like, that with the absence of pressure it's a hard to do great things, so I am the true believer of taking the more pressure so that I can basically I can bring out my the true natural potential. Okay, so that is basically fantastic way to start with. Now let's go back to the yes technique. What is the meaning of yes? So whenever this question is asked that yes, can you work under pressure, you should say yes. Okay, so Y stands for yes here. E stands for highlight examples. Okay, that how can you say that you have worked under pressure? So your answer should be, it is not just say yes, you should tell with the proper examples. And the third thing is keep smiling while answering, because the question is saying do you work under pressure, and if your face shows that you are basically under tremendous pressure, how the person will believe? So you should be keep smiling while answering the question. Smile basically kills the interview in these kind of questions. Okay, now let me tell you the fantastic example, the simple answer to nail this question. Okay, so you can say that, hello sir, hello ma'am. So while designing an aeroplane engine is one of the toughest tasks in the world, because passenger life and the business reputation is always at stake. Okay, with any ounce of mistake. Now working under pressure is one of the thing I had learned over time. Okay, I used to find it uncomfortable when I started. Whenever the work is given in the start time, I used to become uncomfortable. But in my current position as the team lead, I am often faced with a series of high pressure situation. Okay, where I need to work under tremendous pressure. Okay, and because the passenger lives and business reputation is at stake, okay, I need to take every decision very carefully. And after working in this capacity for 10 plus years, I can say that I have mastered the art of performing under a pressure without a sweat. Okay, the moment you tell basically this answer, the interviewer panel thinks yes, this person is talking with a sensible reason. Okay, and then you can basically add a few examples if it is asked. Okay, so this is a fantastic way to answer that. Can you work under pressure? Yes, I can. And then these are the examples. Keep your smile all the time. Okay, that is the true mantra of this. Okay, so now hope this video has given you enough insight that how you can answer this question in a very fantastic way. So if you have got any fantastic thought, like the video. Okay, subscribe the channel and share with the friends, so this knowledge can be reached to the needy person. Okay, thank you, keep learning, and see you with the next video. Thank you.